Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, my friends, I'm honored to have on my good friend, no strangers to the show, Virginia Beach City Councilman Cash Jackson Green, representing District 7. He's also joined by his lovely wife, Kanika Jackson Green. And so great to have both of them on to discuss, just following up of the great things happening in the city of Virginia Beach. And also, how's everything going within his district? There's a lot of things happening in the city of Virginia Beach, my friends. In addition to that, it is election season, so you have some big elections happening, but also that will be showing on the ballot for the city of Virginia Beach is the voting system. So for the past, I want to say 2 elections for 2022, 2024, they've had a what they call a 10-1 voting system. So you have 10 members on council. You have, I believe, 9 representing as a single member district within the city of Virginia Beach. And then you have 1 at large, that being the mayor. And so before that, it was I think they had maybe a few at large, or it might have been the full at large. I'll speak with Cash on kind of how that voting system was going prior, but there were some that was saying, hey, look, we enjoyed the 10-1 because, hey, you have single member representation. Some say, hey, look, I prefer having a little more broad, and let's kind of change up the 10-1 voting. So it's a back and forth within the city of Virginia Beach. You have 2 campaigns happening right now. One saying vote yes for the 10-1, and then one saying no, we want to vote for the 7-3-1 because, hey, every vote counts. So we'll have I'm curious to have the great conversation with my friend Cash, because as you know, I'm a resident, lifelong Chesapeake resident, and Chesapeake had somewhat of a similar thing happening in our city with that voting system. And I had the opportunity to have on Councilwoman Debbie Ritter, who is a longtime councilman here in the city of Chesapeake, and really sweet, and had an awesome conversation with her. And we were sharing our thoughts on going to a single member voting in comparison to an at large, right? And so we shared our let's see, how can I put it? We had a very great conversation, which we all should have, regardless of if we agree or disagree. We had a great conversation, and so from there we just said, hey, look, let's see what happens in the city of Virginia Beach. But then we hear it's happening in in Chesapeake, and now we see it's happening in Virginia Beach. So again, it's interesting seeing the different town halls and just going around the city of Virginia Beach to different discussion groups and saying, hey, look, what's your thoughts on that? What's your take on this? What do you think? So yeah, we're gonna have an opportunity to speak with Councilman Jackson Green about that. And just again, as I mentioned, Virginia Beach has been doing nothing but awesome things. I know they opened 2 venues, and I know District 7 has been having a lot of great accomplishments under the leadership of Councilman Green. So again, I'm excited to have him on. My friends, as always, thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your friend, your homie, Arrington Gavin, coming to you on this wonderful day. What else? Oh, do me a favor, my friends. For those who happen to be streaming us on YouTube, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. We want to continue to grow those subscriptions as well as viewership numbers. So please do me a favor, continue to like, share with friends, share with family. I truly appreciate that. In addition to streaming us on YouTube, you can also stream us on Goatverse TV. That's right, Goatverse TV. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, please do so. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV. Again, that is GOATverse TV. Now, if you prefer to just listen to us audio, look, there's multiple ways you can do so. You can tune into us. We're available on all major podcast platforms. So wherever you get your podcast, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. And then lastly, you can also tune into us on the radio airwaves to one of our 2 radio affiliates. You're probably listening to us right now in New Orleans by way of WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the show, the Arrington Gavin Show, that is weeknights, Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 1230 AM. And then we're going to move it on to the Metro Atlanta region to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. The Arrington Gavin Show airs weeknights, Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WDJY 99.1 FM. All right, my friends, now that I got that, how's everyone doing today? Let's take a deep breath, because I know I need to take a deep breath, y'all. For the past week, I have hosted family members of mine. I had my in-laws visiting from South Carolina, and that was a blast. That was awesome. I love my in-laws, and so we were hosting them at our home. And then let me see. They left on a Monday morning, and then immediately Wednesday evening, my sister visits in town, and so she's staying with us. And she's having a great time as well. And I'm in. Make a long story short, your boy is tired. I'm tired of hosting for the time being. I need to kick back, relax, and just enjoy this wonderful weather we're having. And so I know my wife and I don't know, we probably catch the movies or do something just laid back. But I'm very grateful and very fortunate to have family out here. And so also so we had a great time hosting them, and so many other great things happening within my business at Rugged. And so I'll be sharing a lot more great things later on, because we're not allowed to share it just yet, but got some great news happening as well coming from our radio affiliate WBOK. We have some awesome news coming forth that I can't wait to share with the audience as well. So stay tuned, my friends. Stay tuned. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, I have a special guest that I'll be bringing on this evening. So let's go ahead, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will have the Honorable Virginia Beach City Councilman Cash Jackson Green and his lovely wife, Kanika Jackson Green. So don't go anywhere, my friends. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new GOATverse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GOATverse TV.
GOATverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In goats, we trust.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All righty, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. As I mentioned, I'm so honored to have on my friends back to have a great discussion here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I have the Honorable Councilman Cash Jackson Green, as well as his lovely wife, Miss Kanika Jackson Green. Hello, my friends. How's everyone doing today?
Hello. We're good. How are you?
Doing awesome. Look, it's been a minute. I know y'all both been extremely busy doing great things in the city of Virginia Beach, but I just wanted to, for one, follow up. What's happening in Virginia Beach, man? I feel like there's so many things from expert. Let's talk about it. What's happening in the city of Virginia Beach.
So first and foremost, thank you for having us on your show. You have warmed us up to speaking publicly on podcasts. So thank you.
Stop it.
We are professionals now.
Your checks are in the mail, gosh.
The city of Virginia Beach is proud to run a positive campaign. So first and foremost, for summer and keeping our citizens safe, as well as the 7 cities, we started with a positivity campaign, making sure if you're coming to Virginia Beach, we are going to only tolerate clean fun and things that will be engaging and where families will feel safe. So that's first and foremost. And then second, we've got the Dome, which is a world-class, I think, when it comes to architect, when it comes to sound. My wife and I, we've had the pleasure of visiting the Dome, which hosts local artists to national artists to we're going to bridge out to international artists. It's a place where artists and creatives can come and really feel the beach and feel the ocean, but then just have a good time. So positivity campaign, the Dome, and then the wave park. People said, well, why would you have a wave park and you've got the ocean over there?
I was one of those people. I was like, I'm like, wave park, walk 1, 2, the beach and water. I'm like, but it is a beautiful structure. I mean, it's very it's a one of a kind. I think, especially to a spot known for the oceanfront. I mean, come on, you think of all the events that they have there and surf competitions. I mean, it's just it is and I think that was in partnership, if I'm not mistaken, Councilman, with Pharrell Williams. I think was had something to do as far as with the idea or creation of building that in the city of Virginia Beach.
That's right. I mean, we're grateful for Pharrell Williams and all of that he has attributed to the world of business and pushing the envelope. There were other developers who were involved in that as well, but yes, he had a small hand in that, or maybe a large hand in that because of his name, right? But it was something we were looking that would be a attraction. During the off seasons, which we call the shoulder seasons, where maybe it was too windy or the temperature in the ocean wasn't just right. It was still a way for residents or the 7 cities to still take advantage of the ocean, just in a more safe and clean environment. So for that note, for those who are surfers, it's been a big plus, a big push for us economically, but more importantly, community. It's created this surf community. So when it comes to the East Coast, Virginia Beach is looking like setting itself up for #1 for surfing and competition, which we just had last week.
Wow. And that's a big deal. That's a big major deal because for a little history lesson for our listeners here that are not from the Hampton Roads or familiar with the Hampton Roads area, you know, the city of Virginia Beach is the largest city population wise in the state of Virginia. It's one of the, you know, I would consider it a premier city in the state of Virginia because, again, you have the beaches, you have the wonderful venues. I mean, you have multiple venues. The dome is beautiful. When I say I have not yet been, and I'm crossing my fingers and I'm looking at some shows and looking at my wife saying, "Hey, which one you want to go to?" Like I was going. I wanted to go to anyone. I saw that they had Steve Martin and Martin Short. I'm like, man, let's go see Steve Martin. My wife's she's a couple years younger than me. She's like, who? Steve Martin? I'm like,
that?
oh, God. I'm like, bring it down to the house. Come on, I'm like, I'm a fan. So, but it's a beautiful structure, and I would say out of all the venues that I visited outside of Virginia, I mean, it still takes home the cake. I mean, it's just, and then the to top it off, the far back opens up, so then it can extend more. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, I mean, it is so awesome. And they just had a sold out concert when they had the Clips. They had not I'll say Pharrell Williams, Pusha T,
yeah,
right. And along with his brother, who's, you know, again, the Clips is a well known group in the music industry, and they're from the Hampton Roads area, and so they sold out, and it was awesome again to get that support. You mentioned the word community. We have local acts as well, but we also have national known acts that come there. So on the entertainment side, I mean, bar none, Virginia Beach is continuing to build each and every day. And Councilman, I want to give you your flowers too, because I've always, you know, I follow you on your social media, and I consider you and your wife a friend. So I always love to, you know, stay up to speed of like, okay, how's my friends doing, and with, you know, within their city and stuff and in their district. And when it comes to being engaged with your constituents in your community, that is very important. I feel as though a lot of residents in different parts, not just, you know, the Hampton Roads area, but a lot of them feel like, well, where is our, you know, our elected official? Where are they at? And you are firsthand, always in the community, always staying engaged, regardless of the weather. I always pick on them, regardless of the weather. It could be 100 degrees. The man is wearing a suited and booted. Me, I sweat once I step foot, I'm drenched. So seeing him out there in a suit, regardless, it can be activities, it could be something recreation. He's in a suit. I'm like, this is a kickball event. My suit is everything. I mean, so I just wanted to give you your flowers because you are everywhere, but you make sure you are in front of your constituents' face, or you know, discussing the, you know, good things. And even if you have to, you know, come across the frustrated residents, you're still there, and that's very important. So I just wanted to, before we get going in the conversation, I wanted to give you your flowers on that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. How important is it for you to you know, that I want to say one-on-one, but just staying engaged with your district, because you represent District 7, but you're still a representative of this, you know, of the city, but specifically District 7. How important is it for you to always stay engaged with your constituents within your district?
It is so important that every Tuesday from 10 to 11, I've partnered with Nilly Media, where we interview small businesses that are within our district. And from interviewing business owners from 10 to 11, you get a chance to meet other constituents who say, well, you should go here in our district, or you should check out this. And so from that business approach of us interviewing, showing that we care about small businesses, which are the backbone to the economic driver for District 7, and it should be for a template for all cities and districts. But that allows me to be truly in step, in tune with District 7, as well as the heartbeat of Chesapeake, because our district backs up to Chesapeake. And so I can't help but sometimes to spill over to Chesapeake, because that's what my residents naturally do. So Mr. Arrington, you and I have a natural connection that naturally just spills over. And so I represent District 7, but I'm grateful for the residents of Chesapeake who shop and eat and drive and run and cycle in District 7.
What about you, Kanika? I would love to ask, how has it, I mean, I know it's been quite a while since Cassius first got elected, but how has it been for you as well? I mean, you're, right there front and center, witnessing all the, great things happening within the district. I know you stay engaged. Anything you would love to add on to that?
Um, I would just say, like, I'm gonna call him the hardest working man in Virginia Beach. Because along with being everywhere people ask him to go, he still works a full-time job. So
I've got 3 jobs.
Count them. That's right. Count them.
yeah, so but that's just his nature. He is energized by his interactions with people. That's what keeps him going. When people say, "Oh, he's like the Energizer Bunny," that's what keeps him energized. And sometimes me being the wife, I'm like, okay, you can say no to some things, right? And sometimes I have to say no. I can't do, because I mean, like, this man does 3 or 4 events in a day, and I'm just like, I'm good for 2 at the most.
Tap out.
Tap
I'm
out.
out. But it's like I said in the very beginning when he was running, I knew what he stood for. I knew that he was about the people, and that's the reason why I supported him as just a Virginia Beach resident, not just his wife, because I know he's the type of person, if you say this is an issue, he's gonna be all over it and do whatever he can. And so it's kind of like I tell him sometimes, now the world gets to see what I've always seen, in you. So it's hard, but I totally appreciate the work, and I'm very proud of a lot of the things that he's gotten accomplished. And he's also the type of person, he does things that he doesn't even get recognition for, because it's not about the issue, it's about the people. And that's when he's ran over people over politics, he's actually been true to that.
Oh no, and you're absolutely right, because, and I can, add to that. When I, again, following Cash on social media, Cash makes me tired when I see it, right? Cash, and like I said, Cash being a friend, Cash will contact me, and again, I'm very grateful. He'll contact me, and I'm like, Cash, does Cash ever, like, does he sit still? Nope. Which I'm the same way. I've somewhat learned to try and, like, chill on a little bit, but I'm the same way. My wife is like, look, you said 2 events, Kanik. My wife was like, no, I'm good for 1, maybe half of 1. I'm good for half of 1, not even a full 1. I'm a half of 1. And but it is a lot. It's a lot going from point A to point B. And but Cash is, I mean, he is that guy, and that's what a lot of folks, voters, individuals, I mean, they're looking for. That during your campaign, people over politics. That's important. That is very important, especially in our current situation right now. It comes from what's happening in Washington and trickling down to the state and on the local level. I mean, people over politics is very important, and a lot of folks want to see that happen. And so it's important that you stay up to speed of what's happening in your district. And voters, of course, will always keep their elected officials accountable and have the questions. And so I would say, again, want to give Cash his flowers, because it's been a minute, in my opinion, of seeing elected officials work at the speed of Cash, and then again staying engaged, always making sure, hey, look, because that's the first thing people are going to say is, what's going, when's the next function, when's the next this. I'm like, hey, Cash is always 24/7, like, okay, we got this happening, we got that happening, we got that, we did it. And so I'm like, man, he's everywhere. And like you said, he still has a full-time job that requires being engaged with individuals. So it's like, do you ever get tired of just like, man, let me just sit in silence right now?
I will say the full-time job we have evolved. I have evolved to the world of hearing care practitioner, which is a person. I'm still, because I love it. I love everything about the art of selling and the ability to sell inanimate objects or things that will add quality of life to people. I'm very much interested in that. And so I've moved on to a place called, which I still sell cars, but I now refer and get help to sell a car. So I work for Beltone, which is a hearing care specialist, which allows me to still meet and greet the public, but improve the quality of their hearing loss. And I can do that with a little bit of a computer behind their ear, and make their lives better so they can hear their family, they can enjoy recreation at church, you name it. And so it's the next level for me. When you come to my office, you get to meet my reception, and then I have a technician, and then I'm the guy that wears the white coat, and I am a hearing care practitioner. So I'm in
Awesome.
training to doing that right now, which I think complements my government job. Auto sales was great, but being in office 8 months, I get more people want to hang out with me at the dealerships than buy a car from me. Right? So they're coming just to hang out with me. Hey, Cash, your Cash just wanted to meet you. And I'm like, are you here to buy? And they said, well, no, just hang out. And I was like, ugh. And then my wife calls me and say, hey, honey, are we going to go out here and do that? And I'm like, the cash is tight.
Definitely a lot to juggle. I mean, time management, and again, myself work in sales as well. I mean, that is it's a tough industry that requires a lot of time, a lot of energy, and it is a lot. So it's very important having that right time, time management, especially with the role you currently hold as the sitting councilman. So it is a lot, my friend. It is a lot. Look, I would love. I hear great things happening in the city of Virginia Beach. I want to share the great things happening coming forth. Any great new projects happening specifically in District 7. Anything there is to expect in the city of Virginia Beach.
So to close the gap in a chapter of completion, we were grateful to have NBA legend Joe Smith perform his basketball academy, which took place at the Sports Center. The first time that the city of Virginia Beach, in its 60 years of having a legend that is now attached to Virginia Beach.
Wow.
And that we were able to open it up to Virginia Beach as a tester to see how this would go off. And then next year we're going to do and enlarge it to the 7 cities because it was so successful. So
that's awesome.
We're very grateful for the support of council, very grateful for allowing us to do that. So that's a moment of completion. So we're grateful for. My theme, people over politics, the only way that I can override what politics tends to do is divide, is by sports and music.
Very true.
And so we are working with, behind the scenes, there is a local award-winning musical genius.
What?
That is born and raised that attended Salem High School.
Wow. Okay. All right. I hope the listeners in the Hampton Roads and Virginia Beach is listening here. All right. See if they're gonna figure out.
Right.
That grew up on the street called Bridle Creek Boulevard. And this music genius was a lot in the background, but that's because that was his role in creating musical lyrics and just the creativity part of it all. And so he did a lot of work with Missy Elliott, a lot of work with Michael Jackson.
Woo! Keep them coming.
Pusha T.
Wow.
Right. Beyonce.
Look, Kanika said, you better not forget that specific name. Queen B.
And so what I can tell people at current, because I can't reveal too much,
Oh no, let's leave that for the public to figure out who we're talking. For those who are true fans, right? I can see them right now trying to figure out, like, oh, hey, what is he? Okay, from here went to here. Okay, here's the list of names. Let them figure it out.
He did a lot of work with Pharrell Williams.
Okay.
And then I was speaking to some more DJs, and Def Jam was big back then.
Wow.
Teddy Riley was big back then.
That's right.
And he's still big. All props to Teddy Riley. We appreciate you. And we are so excited about what's on the horizon, not only for Virginia Beach, but for the 7 cities. And if everything goes off like it should, by September 2nd, I'm going to announce to you and to the world on the 3rd that we have something that's going to give a great boost to the music industry in Virginia.
Wow.
In Virginia. For so long, we didn't know what to do with these creatives that became Grammy Award winners. That's another thing about this individual from Salem High School.
Another plug there.
A Grammy Award-winning music producer.
Wow.
Who went on to set national records, but is now working international as well as nationally.
Just hearing you say that, I ain't even gonna cut you off, Councilman. Y'all, we're talking about folks that come out of the city of Virginia Beach. So that just tells you alone the talent that this city creates. You know, that's just in the music side, right? We can go on from the in the world of sports, in the world of business. I mean, so many talented individuals come out of the 7 cities, and I agree with you, Councilman, as far as at one point it was hard. We were trying to figure out how to get involved with the creators in music, because I mentioned in Clips earlier that Clips had mentioned on it was an interview a while back on the Breakfast Club, and Pusha T has spoken saying, hey, look, I was from here, but I really grew a name outside of my hometown, which is no disrespect to my area, because he still is very much involved in his home turf. But he had to, be a larger name and gain that presence outside. And why couldn't that, occur in his hometown? So I heard you mentioning, how to manage the creators in the area.
So to your point there, that's a moment where I will stop and pause and talk to the people. We become so, I think, glued on politics, and we forget about the people.
Yeah.
So my job as one of my initiatives is to bring home that music culture, to tell them that they have a place here, that you don't have to go outside to get a name. Now, I'm gonna tell you what that has taken. It's taken some government education. I had to go on Google and educate myself, not being from here, not being from Virginia. I had to go online, educate myself. Then I had to go and meet people personally. And so it's been a journey for me. I've connected with DJ Rob, who is becoming a good friend of mine. A shout out to DJ Rob, who owns Colombian Classics off of is that Rosemont? Princess Anne Road, off of Princess Anne Road, Columbia Classic. And it was DJ Rob who started with this award-winning music producer. He started with him in the early 90s.
Wow.
Where he would tell me the story where they were in cars going from house party to house party. So I'm a reporter, if you will. I'm not a reporter, but I'm a reporter. So he's just filling in the gaps of me, so that when I speak to city government about music legends that are local within our 7 cities, I'm speaking from a place of education, but now I'm speaking with a place of passion because of DJ Rob.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, look, my friend, we're gonna take a commercial break. When we come back, I do want to discuss, because we heard the great things that are just happening in Virginia Beach with the venues, all the great things happening in District 7 and looking forward and beyond too. And then I also want to discuss, because there's a big discussion happening in the city of Virginia Beach on the voting system, right? We have at one point we have 10-1 voting system, and then we have 7-3-1. So I want to discuss that with you after this commercial break. So my friends, again, you are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. Do not change that dial. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story: luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. I want to speak on Councilman this referendum. So let me get it started. Virginia Beach residents will have a big decision to make this November about how their city council members are elected, and city leaders want to make sure voters have the facts before heading to the polls. So there have been many sessions and discussion groups happening throughout the city of Virginia Beach. Now, the referendum, which will appear November 4th on the ballot, as voters to choose between two systems, two voting system, that is. You have, as I mentioned earlier, the 10-1 voting system. The city is divided into 10 districts, and residents of each district elected their own representative. The mayor is elected citywide. This system is used has been used, as I mentioned earlier in the program, in the council elections of 2022 and 2024. Now, there is a push for modifying the voting system to 7-3-1. Now, the city is divided in 7 districts, and residents of each district will elect one representative, 3 additional council members, and the mayor are going to be elected citywide. So, Councilman, I know this has been a big thing happening in the city. I've seen the signage and literature spread out around the city of Virginia Beach. How did this come about, really, in council, or how is it going? Because there is a bit of a I would say a divide in city council. You have those that are for the 10-1, and then you have those that are for the 7-3-1. Would you mind speak on this kind of, I would call it a issue happening within the city of Virginia Beach?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Whenever you're a city, you run by a city charter.
Mm-hmm.
That's your license to operate as a business, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything that's spelled out in that city charter, that's how you run the local government or your municipality.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been operating by a federal judge's decree
Mm-hmm.
of how we should operate our election system. So putting the right context in place, we're out of balance.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even operating according to our city charter. We're operating by a judge's order.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Not because we don't respect federal law, because we do, But if a federal judge has to intervene in local elections, to me, it says that we need education, education of civic duties, education with the Senate versus local government. And so you have a divide against Richmond. Those are that are state and Senate are delegates. Those that are state leaders, and those who are our city council leaders. And that was before I came onto council. So as a newly elected council member under the 10-1 system, I proudly support it. Keyword is I proudly supported, past tense, the 10-1. And that's because I was like a citizen who was running for office.
Oh, hold up, y'all. I think we're having a little technical difficulties. Hold tight. Hold tight. All right, my friends, hold tight. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Hold on. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
All right, my friends. Sorry about that. We had a little connection difficulties with Councilman Cash Green. Hold on, we're gonna bring him right back. There we go. Hello, hello. So we had got left off on discussing the 10-1. Now, Councilman, you had previously said before you were in council, you were at that time for, or you were for 10-1, and then that changed. So then we kind of cut out from there. So
Being a newly elected council member, you are you have the opportunity to hear behind the scenes, and you're privy to more information than a citizen, right? You are now an elected official, and the first thing that I noticed that was different was how city council votes as a board, right? There are 11 of us. And I was so proud to be elected and run for office. And so I said I wanted to build a rec center, a public library, and more of a police presence. So I went on to council and I said, listen, I'm so grateful we've got a $2.8 billion budget. So what I would like to do is take some of that money and build a rec center. I said, oh, no, it doesn't work like that. You need to get 2 more council people who can sponsor your ideal to even be put on the agenda. Well, the ordinance of city council changed. It used to be your representative could put ideals or topics on the agenda, and then city council would vote on it.
Vote on that, yeah.
Now, by the new ordinance that they've written in when Councilman Chris Taylor was in office, and my predecessor was Councilwoman Wooten, they changed the ordinance for city council members. No longer can you yourself singular, or by yourself can do anything. You have to have 2 or more to do anything. You have to have 2 sponsors to get your ideals or topics on the agenda. If you want to have a vote you're going to need 6 friends in order to achieve that goal and to get that that resolution passed.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to build a rec center in District 7, you need a super majority, so you need 9. You are set up to have to work with your colleagues. If you think that you're going to go in and be at odds against all your council members and get the job done, you're sadly mistaken. And so for there, and that stance alone of
Mm-hmm.
practicality changes my view of the 10-1 system. The 10-1 system, in theory, is a sound theory. When you read it, it sounds good. He gets to represent and focus on 46,000 people, i.e.,
Mm-hmm.
my district.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to reflect our beliefs. But if you don't have 2 other city council members who reflects the same belief that you have in your district, then all of your ideals and thoughts and visions that you have for your districts will not be achieved.
So council, oh, I'm sorry. Wait,
So
I
the
didn't want.
731 becomes the practical way of achieving that goal. It's the key word is not 731. The key word is modified.
Mm-hmm.
Take a break. The term modified. There are 3 minority districts, and that's important.
Mm-hmm.
District 7 is a minority district. Councilwoman Rouse is District 10. That is a minority district. And then Councilwoman Amelia Ross Hammond is a minority district, District 1. So you have 3 districts that will, by default of how the maps are drawn,
Mm-hmm.
will remain minority districts for now.
Okay.
And so that representation will not be lost. You will still have someone that will represent minorities in your district.
Mm-hmm.
But here is the good news with the modified 731 is now you can have someone at large who can come right from your district. From those 3 minority districts, you could in turn have minorities be at large, giving greater representation of those minority districts. The 10-1 system, and this is the last I'll say before I open it back up, is the 10-1 system makes it to where it says, well, the oceanfront are the only people who have the money. There are very successful Black, African-American businessmen and women
Mm-hmm.
who could afford to run at large. There are very successful Asian/Filipinos who could afford to run at large. And there are very successful Latinos who could afford to run at large, giving greater representation of the minority districts.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the 731 becomes the practical way of getting more done in your district.
Yeah, you make some great points, because the first thing that is mentioned of the benefits of a 10-1, as you mentioned, is the representation, right? The representation where everyone can have a single member representing their specific district, right? And I think that's it. That leads me to why there's been a lot of sessions and workshops going around educating the districts on why this could benefit, because they're, I'm assuming, is witnessing they know the representation part, but they don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So I wanted to kind of go back to the beginning of what you had brought up when you were trying to push for a rec center. Now with the 731, how, say something like that issue, how would that change for you, and or be easier to try and push for in council, Councilman?
Thank you. What I've learned is that each council member is pushing for their own agendas to be on the agenda, to be on our CIP, which is the Capital Improvement Project.
Mm-hmm.
As a single council member, I'm championing my one cause. If I had a council member who was elected from District 7, now I've got 2 that's already on my side. We just need one more friend to put it on the agenda. So I have greater representation. And when you talk about pushing the agenda or getting on the agenda, and you're asking for $80 million of taxpayers' dollars, that's the cost of building a rec center. The minute you start talking about $10,000, other council members pipe up and say, well, I need to do something in my district. I need to do. Now, you think about $80 million. So what they said to me when I pushed up and said, I ran on running on getting a rec center, they said, Councilman, you're talking about a new construction that's $80 million. In the list of priorities, we would first rebuild Princess Anne, or we would repair things that are needed to be repaired in the existing rec centers before we do a new rec center. And that was the majority of what council said to me as a new green council member. So I said I needed friends. So even though I'm passionate, and it doesn't matter about money, I'm going to say this to people. You can have a ton of money, but if you don't play well in the sandbox, that council could shut you down, because it's all about cohesiveness and working together as a unit. So your money, I know people say that, but you need to work well with others. You have to give a little bit to get a little bit. You have to work in, you've got to be a master negotiator, which you don't always get what you want at the beginning, but you negotiate. And so I need friends in order to achieve my goal.
Totally hear you. I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate. So with the 2 different campaigns, you have 2 different sites. I'll show up one of the sites that is against the 10-1 system a little later on before we end this conversation. But the message that is being promoted to voters is, you're losing a voting right for citizens. They're losing a voting rights now. It sounds like it's a little more beneficial for, it's still going to be beneficial for voters and constituents, but it's beneficial when it comes to pushing things within council. If I'm kind of going around, it makes it a little easier, a little fairer for council members as far as them. But when you push out voting rights, it's really, I don't know, it kind of seems though they're not losing a voting right, because they gained, they still have the opportunity to vote. They prefer to vote for and I'm not saying all residents, but they still get to vote. They vote for at large for the mayor, and they vote for who they want to represent in their district. So having that extended time to vote for an additional council member is always good, because hey, you want to have more voting power within your whole city. But there's some residents I'm like, I could care less what goes on in this district. I'm in this side. So so I just wanted to kind of put that out there.
No, thank you for that. The 10-1 system had me thinking that my only sole concern was to restructure things in District 7, such as if I saw buildings that needed to be rehabbed and repurposed, I'm writing those things down. Okay, I'm going to do that. City streets that needed to be cleaned up, or sidewalks that were uneven and which I can do that, right? Which I call city, right? I call public works, and they're on it. I've learned that. But when it comes to major things, um, you you think that as a city council member, you can make all these changes that you're by yourself, like you are your own.
That you're your own team. You don't need any assistance.
Exactly. That's the problem with Tim One. The good part, I will say this, because I hear the good part about Tim One is it does give African Americans, minorities, the ability to feel like they can run for office at $40,000, which is what it cost for me to run for office, and I was grateful for that. It does. So you're not gonna lose that aspect, because these are minority districts. This is not going to become a at-large district. You still get the right to have a representation of someone that's from your district. Your voting rights are very important to us.
Yeah.
But the 10-1 system will lock you into making you think you have sovereign power over your district, and you do not. You have just as much right as a citizen to call in, can you fix the sidewalk? There is people speeding. You have as much power as a citizen in District 7 as a councilman. Once you truly take effect of your true power, that comes when you unite. That's when you can really move some initiatives along, like a rec center.
Councilman, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kanika.
No, I'm sorry. So my take on it, and I haven't spoken on it, but initially I too was like, okay, 10-1, because of the fact that we're looking at having more representation. Like, we've grown up in Virginia, so we know what it's been like here in Virginia Beach. But I think that, like you said, there's a lot of, people gathering to discuss and to educate about, but I believe that people are already entering into these sessions already knowing, and they're not necessarily coming to learn about the other side. They're coming to promote their side. And so I feel like people need to really educate themselves. Don't allow other people to tell you, because once again, that's allowing people to take away your power. And so educate yourselves. The way that I read and looked at it was that with the 731, first of all, let go of the, them versus us, black versus white, let go of that aspect
Totally
of
agree
it,
with that.
and look at the idea that with the 731, you get to vote for 3 people as opposed to voting for 2 people. So you're getting more power. Now, we've also heard it said that people in these districts, that they won't have people that will run because of, like you said, how much it costs to run. But my thing is, support the people that decide to run, right? If we do the 731 system and you have 2 people in District 7, support them, right? And so I feel like the 731 is giving the constituents the ability to vote for 3 people to represent them as opposed to just 2. That's just my small take on it.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. My friends, I'm looking at our time. It's always hard when you're having fun with your friends and talking. It's just time is always against us. But I wanted to make sure I at least put up the website for those who are, interested in knowing more about this referendums. For those who are in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, and for those that are abroad that are just saying, that's interesting, because in my home state and home city, we kind of have a certain thing like that. So I put that up there. Councilman, the name of the website is everyvotecountsvb.com. If you are against the 10-1, there's more information that you can share about that. And Councilman and Madam Councilman, no, I'm joking. Kanika, I truly appreciate you guys coming on. Do not go anywhere. I want to chop it up with you guys for just about 60 seconds. But I want to thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule for coming here. Please, as always, do not be a stranger here on the show, and we will talk soon. So Hold tight, my friends, because I'm about to take you on backstage and we can chop it up after the show. But again, I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, my friends. Well, look, again, time is always against us. Look, peace and blessings. Y'all take care. And remember, vote. I'm out.